and they're going to make it so that like Congress chooses who the president is, something that hasn't happened in so long. Like
Could, yeah.
that's what they're saying that's like, it's not even like he's trying to win, but that's what he's trying to do. It's like, oh my
Yeah, my thing
gosh.
is like Hollywood is like a mixture of like geniuses, idiots,
Yeah.
scumbags,
Yeah.
like that don't
Yes,
even
there are.
realize, like maybe
Those
they don't even
too.
realize what they're doing, like what their role in all this is. Some of them do, but some of them are just complete, useful idiots, as they say. Just
Right.
Yeah.
and they're all the same parties together, like just with just probably good things happening, like deals being made, joy being created, but at the same time, there's like debauchery and like horrible things happening in the upstairs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then our boy Adam Kroll is in that, starting to get into that universe because he just wants to be around Cheryl Hines and
Yeah.
Larry David and the cast of Curb Your Enthusiasm so badly
Right.
that he's like, yeah, we should do a fundraiser for RFK Jr.
Yeah.
because we'll be able to hang out with like Larry David and Cheryl Hines and the cast of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, I was saying before we went live, like I recognize that show is incredible. It's like so funny, so genius. But I've like
Yeah.
literally we have Max or whatever it is, like HBO.
Right.
I just zero, like as good as I know it is, I have zero desire to watch it. Zero. Like
It's good. No, I
Keep your
respect that. I
desire
really do.
at a minimum.
No, I respect that. I really do.
I'd rather go outside and
I've
just like
been,
watch grass grow, literally.
yeah, yeah,
Go outside, touch grass, Christopher. That's what you do.
yeah,
It sucks because I really love entertainment. I love the art of it. I love comedy and just the craft and acting and like all that. I love those, but it's like, man, the biggest names in are just like so compromised.
yeah. Yes.
It's no
And they've
surprise,
done
my
it to
friend.
themselves. Like I spent the entirety of my life until 2014 or 15 not knowing what anybody's political thoughts were. And I like that life of not having to have somebody tell me that what I think is bad or what they think is better. It's just like, it's so stupid. Like,
Or that you're fucking crazy for believing
we're
such crazy
all just
things.
trying to get by. You know what I mean? We're all just staying alive.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like
ah,
the Hollywood and that circle, and I know it's generalizing and maybe it just, but it's like it's it is like middle school when people are like for grown adults where it's just like they're like you can't it's hard to explain the whirlwind of
Did you peak in high
so
school?
like societal factors like like the whirlwind of like why is this cool, why is this not cool, I don't know, it's like it's just so it changes so fast and like who's in who's out, and
yeah,
that's what they're stuck in that.
yeah. My husband this morning was like, "Oh, your conspiracy theory about Taylor Swift is wrong. She's no longer endorsing Joe Biden." And I was like it's okay, whatever. Like,
Isn't it awesome when your spouse is like actively thinking about ways to prove you wrong all the time?
I know. Like,
It's the healthiest thing ever.
I mean, it really, it'll fucking,
I'm like, bro, why can't you just be like, oh my God, what? Like, why can't you
yeah.
just be curious about what I have to say instead of
I
like
mean,
constantly just
it
like,
just adds
that's the dumbest thing I've
decades.
ever heard in my life.
That kind of spousal support just adds decades to your life. Let me tell you,
It's
decades.
an investment, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and start recording the audio so we could get this on the break.
I gotta go get a drink. Hold on. You're all
Man.
on your own for a minute.
All right, you got it.
All right. Always carrying the dead weight. Just kidding.
Is that what you see us as? Dead weight?
I'm kidding.
Me as?
Not you. I said it him. We are carrying his. He just goes off to make a drink.
Yeah. Well,
Kidding.
he's keeping in. He's
I have a thermos full of champagne. I mean, who am I kidding?
a thermos full, huh? All right.
Thermos full. Thermos. Are we live? Is that what's happening? Should I
Yeah.
go on to the? Are we in
I
the
hopped.
comments or people
I
commenting?
No, not yet. I don't think the crowd has gathered, but we do have a few people watching. So
Or
hello,
what?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank
Hello,
you
YouTube.
for joining us for
Hey,
another
hey, hey.
episode. We were off for Good Friday because we didn't want to be some what do you call it? Some
Heathens.
exactly some blaspheming
Heathens.
heathens. So
Talking about P. Diddy and all his butt sex on Good Friday.
well, to be honest with you, I know that in the happy hour beforehand, Mindy was saying, "Who still goes to the movies?" I actually went to the movies last Friday.
You did.
Yeah, and I want to go watch what is it, Late Night with the Devil on Good Friday.
Okay.
Not
Oh, well, look at you.
yeah, not the best choice, but it would, whatever.
I was honestly a little bit I was worried about how the puppy would be because last week he was still kind of just like ornery a little bit around this time of night.
Hmm.
He's like winding down. He'll do like hot laps around the house, like barking. So I was worried, but I think he's gonna be okay tonight, hopefully. But last week, yeah, it would have been horrible. Catholics used to skip meat on all Fridays. Yes, I did know that, Monkey's uncle. I grew up in a Catholic home and we had fish on Fridays.
Dude, fuck that. I'm sorry. I need my protein. I find other ways to sacrifice in the name of the Lord. But
Yeah, it was a thing.
not like
Yeah, religion was a thing. I grew up in a
that.
very yeah, religion was a thing. One nation under God. Hmm. It's Friday, Friday. Is that JoJo Siwa that sings that Friday song?
What's
Fish
up?
is a protein.
Yeah,
Say.
I know fish is protein, monkey's uncle, but what I mean is I want a steak. Like I need some bacon, I need some brisket, I need some wings. Like, I don't know.
I made carnitas for the first time 2 days
No shit,
ago.
did you cook it in lard? Because that's how you're supposed to cook carnitas in lard.
Okay, wait. Let me ask you this.
Huh.
After it's been braised already, then you cook it in lard? Like you fry it up in lard to make it kind of crispy?
That's the way that I that's how I've been known to cook it. Just season it to high hell with salt and then just fry it in lard for a few hours.
For a few hours.
Yeah. Well, depend. Well, this is, by the way, this is when I
Please
used to
tell
work
me
in a
how to do
restaurant.
it. Will you please tell me how to do it? Because I put it in my Dutch oven and
Uh-huh.
I squeeze like a couple oranges and I put a little bit of cerveza and a
Uh-huh.
jalapeno and a white onion and I rub the pork and stuff and then I put it in my oven low for like 3 hours. And I took it out and I shredded it up and then that's where I was like lost. Like, do we fry it in a pan? The internet says you put it like on a sheet pan and put it back in the oven with like the juices, like you reduce the juices and then put that over the top and put it in back in the oven.
That's an option. The thing is that when I used to cook it is was at a restaurant, so I mean we just cooked it in like a huge pot. We'd melt down the lard like a literal giant block of lard first,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
let that heat up, and then slowly like submerge all the pieces of meat in there, and then
Raw.
yep, just seasoned. I should say just seasoned.
Interesting. So it
Yeah.
literally cooks in lard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no wonder some carnitas is so good.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's the secret. Fuck all this like adding Coke and fucking orange
But
juice and
Bill was
letting it
like,
marinate and all. Nah, it's
because
the
we
lard,
we
baby.
always we always get carnitas out. Like when we go to a restaurant, like if we're gonna have something, we're getting carnitas.
Right.
So he was like, I bet your carnitas would be so good. Like I was like, okay, I've never made it. Birthday week, so he gets to pick the whole menu for the week. And that's what he said he wanted. I was like so nervous. But I mean, it turned out delicious. But I think the second part, like the oven part was good. Like that shredded meat was perfect.
Right.
I just wish I knew what to do with it after, like to make it the way it is at the restaurant, like crispy. So I
you
guess,
you could have done that, and then also it depends too if you want it diced or if you want it shredded. Like I don't know how you prefer to cook it
what
up
do
for
you
yourself.
prefer? I think diced, right?
That's how we would do it. We would just cook the whole thing, the whole slabs of just meat, and then we would dice it after the fact.
Yeah. Oh my God. Did you hear that? What am I gonna do? Want to rubs that meat for 3 hours? Yeah, my life is hard. You have no idea how hard my life is.
Just get even more ammunition by
Birthday week, motherfucker. Been rubbing meat all week.
By the way, I was not expecting to have all this carnitas talk. Now I want some tacos, man.
Turned out okay. I have a bunch, so I'm gonna figure out like how to. Tiny's acting a fool if you give him an ice cube. I chills right the fuck out.
What can I say? It was a good day.
It was a good day.
Okay, sorry.
Oh shit, the man's back.
Let's get it on.
Damn, brother.
All right.
It's bedtime and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, so sweet.
Man,
Well,
don't
my
use your-
dog, my puppy just barked at me, so if I don't know how this
Uh-oh.
is gonna go.
That's fine. Don't believe him. He's just using his kids as cover to hide the fact that he went to go make out with his dog right now.
Yeah. You kids lie about anything, man. But you gotta get some.
All right. 3, 2, 1, let's roll.
Good evening, Endless Ranters. Welcome back for episode 188, I'm told, of your Endless Ranters podcast. We do what we want and we appreciate your support. My name is Chris. I'm a mostly peaceful dad from North Texas and one of your hosts for this evening. I'm joined by our other host, your other hosts. First of all, there is the soggy mom living in a crunchy mom's world. It's Quana. How you doing?
I'm doing. I brought my little fan in case it get hot. So
Oh, it's good.
that's how I'm doing.
Same here. And then there's the wrinkled up, dried up old coos. It's producer Manny, everybody. How you doing? What's going down, old man?
How dare you assume my state of being, sir?
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
man.
dare.
The audacity of this
My
toxic
bad.
male before me on the other
No,
side
I
of
had
the
my
screen.
notes. My notes were mixed up. My notes were flipped upside down. It happened. Should we start over?
Don't blame your
Why do
technological.
men hate me so much? Like
I don't
I'm
know.
a nice girl. Like I'm such a nice girl. I love men so much. They hate me. They literally hate me.
Oh, man.
Awful. I've been called a bitch to my face. If I had $1 for every time some dude has been like, "You're a fucking bitch," like, ooh, I'd be a rich woman.
Bro.
Just saying.
Crazy
I'm
how
not
these.
kidding.
It's crazy how all these guys are wrong too. Crazy. You know? Like, whoa.
Crazy, I tell you.
Like, how could all these
So
men be so
sweet.
wrong?
Oh, so sweet.
How could 100% of the men in my life be so wrong? I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about, like statistics and things like that.
Oh my God. You guys, this puppy.
How they track statistics is, it's very deceptive.
The nerve.
Oh, now that we got that over with,
On to the real business.
that's my
Yeah,
new nickname
onto
for
the-
Manny.
Incredible.
Whenever I get mad at
What
Quan,
even is a koozie? Is it like a koozie for a beer?
whenever I get mad at Quan,
I
I'm
know
gonna just
it's-
call Manny a dried up old coos.
So funny.
I know
Why is
it doesn't
that
make
so
sense, but it
funny?
does. It
It's
really
the
does.
funniest word. It's so
Oh.
funny. Yeah.
I know, because it's like
Oh,
every time you say beer koozie, you're just like,
yeah.
God.
what did I just say?
Yeah. Are you
What am I
saying beer
saying?
puss? Is it? Can you say that on the end?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you could
it's
say
a
beer pussy.
I don't know what is it? I don't know what it's in the thesaurus. Yeah.
Okay. The Urban Dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the unabridged dictionary.
Urban
Wow.
thesaurus.
Hey,
Oh,
Marty.
shit. Shout out to
Yo,
Marty.
yo.
Straight from
Holla.
Japan. Good morning,
We're sending
Ohio.
Manny for the World's
Oh,
Fair.
hell yeah.
Marty, we're sending Manny for the World's Fair. We're trying to raise a GoFundMe for him to get to Japan.
Monkey's Uncle
Oh,
says,
there-
"Did you know Catholics used to skip meat on all Fridays?" I don't know how that's germane to what we're talking about here.
It was when you were off fixing your drink that
Yeah.
we had
Yeah, when
gotten
you were out
into-
making out with your dog.
Yeah.
Again, not sure how it's germane to my life. If it wasn't here,
It's all
I'm
right.
just kidding. But I'm glad I left that call. Oh, you left the call.
Yeah.
It was a thing.
Yeah.
Protein. Oh, you guys were talking about. I don't even know what y'all were talking about. while I was
Oh,
gone.
because Kwana got into how to cook carnitas, and then it kind of just evolved into what
if
you saw there.
don't make it crispy at all, it's just gooey goo. Like, oh,
Yeah, when you fuck up cooking carnitas, it could go be all
Yeah,
bad.
it can go wrong for sure. Mine
I
was
wonder if
good.
Marty,
Turned out
if
good.
our Japanese correspondent Marty knows more about this Shohei Ohtani gambling situation.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting. You want to get him on the
I
call?
wonder.
Send him
He
a
probably
link.
he probably like can't go 2 feet without seeing a picture of Shohei Ohtani like selling something over there.
I love to think
Wait,
about
him
his
or the
experience
interpreter?
there because he's like so big, and when he said that
Yeah,
he like fell asleep on the train that one time,
yeah, that is.
just thinking
Yeah.
about some big old Marty Hobbs just laying in the middle of a Japanese train.
Yeah, I mean it's like an incredibly it's bizarre, but it's like one of the most human experiences ever, where you show up and you
Yeah.
just don't look like anybody there. You know, it's like
Yeah, that was third grade for me. Thanks for bringing that up.
yeah.
Sorry to take you
Sent
back
to
to
an
such
all-white
traumatic
school.
times.
Yeah, all-white school. They were like, "Why is your skin so brown?" I was like, "I don't
It's like,
know."
I swear I'm Irish,
I
believe me.
literally never even thought about that. So sad.
They were like, you need to stop speaking Navajo, and you're like, I don't even know what that is. Like, what?
What'd you
I'm
call
just
me?
a girl.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Navajo.
Before we get into
Slapaho.
the
That's what my husband says. 100% Slapaho.
That's what-
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if they ever discovered a tribe that was called Slapaho, they would just delete them. You know, it'd be like Star Wars where they just delete planets.
Like, no,
Yeah.
we got to retcon them. We
Yeah.
got to nerf them. Can't have them here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to
Slapaho
give a quick
Indian.
shout out to Jaden and the two grumpy bastards that joined us the last couple of weeks. Thank you.
So
Those
fun.
are some fun times.
For sure. I love it when Jaden comes on.
Yeah.
Me too.
And I
It's
didn't get a
fun.
chance to thank him before when we had Jaden on either. So that's, it's me making amends.
And I love talking to the
I'm not
grumpy
ignoring them.
bastards. That's what I put an accent over the ards and bastards now.
Yeah.
Grumpy bastards.
Yeah,
It makes
yeah.
them sound, because they're so educated.
How do you say
They have so many-
gondola? Do you say gondola or gondola?
Gondola.
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 Gondola. I think I say gondola.
Yeah. It's one of those. It's one of
People from
those.
Baltimore, but I'll say like people from Baltimore, which I still have a little bit of Baltimore accent, I think, but I tried to like,
I don't hear it.
okay, good. But it's from Baltimore say words weird.
It's
So,
that mid-Atlantic
If you
twang,
feel
bro.
if you feel like you're from Baltimore, like you can say words different, like you can say gondola all kinds of ways and never really even
Right.
think anything about it. Gondola,
Yeah.
gondola.
That's the one that throws me the
I'm gonna get down that gondola.
We had a big conversation about that yesterday at lunch. My husband pronounced it gondola with the full ola, and we were like, no. And he's like, yes. And we were
How does he
like,
pronounce
"No."
Bob Dole? Is my
Yeah.
question. Well, hey,
I'll
since
post
you
a-
brought, I'm
I'll
sorry to
post a
cut you
video.
off.
He was like trying to get Alexa to like pronounce it for him. Like he had a full episode about it last night. It was very funny. He was like absolutely convinced that he was right, that you say gondola. And we were like, no, it's gondola. And he's like, yes. He like gaslit himself into like softening out that
It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
O to an
I think
yeah.
like Americans in general have a real issue with the whole accent. Like we don't have accent marks on hardly any of our words because we don't really know what it means. You know what I mean?
And some of them go this way and some of them go that way. And one of them squiggly. Like, how am I supposed to know this?
Yeah, there's no need to take up, brain space for that kind of information. Just say it.
Okay.
Say it how you want to say it, and you're
I wish
okay.
Robbie was here. Doesn't he have like a thing, a squiggly line above his name?
Yeah, and his last
Yeah, he's
name.
got an Enye.
That's when you make that. Oh,
No.
her dogs are acting up over there again.
Dang. But the Enye is like before. Like that was a tough to have that. That was probably tough to live in America and have that in your name before like the whole iPhone, where it would auto like give you all the choices. Like you just hold like long hold N,
Right.
right, and it
Right.
gives you all the different Swedish, Spanish, like all the different variations of N or E or I or O, whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know what
Must have been
any of
tough
them
because there was no
mean.
typewriter in America, like ever that had an Enye. So, it's a little history lesson for y'all, for free.
Endless runner style.
Mhm.
No,
Let's get to
but
these topics because,
well,
after whatever you say.
I wanted to bring it up because you mentioned it earlier, Baltimore. Are you mourning for the loss of that bridge, my friend?
Yeah,
And
that's kind of a bummer. When I lived in Baltimore and I
Sorry.
was 25, we probably wouldn't have cared,
oh, that
because
stupid bridge. But now, as an adult, you're just
but
like,
as
you
an
know
Is
adult,
what?
it
I'm
like
just
a
like,
way
man, I've
to
been
like
seeing
can
that
you
bridge for a long time. I've been driven over that bridge before. I've seen a million pictures with that bridge before. Francis Scott Key, who wrote our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, prisoner, when he was held prisoner by, I think, the British. Um,
like
but growing up in Baltimore, that gets hammered into you. Like
right,
someone in Baltimore wrote the national anthem, like that gets hammered into you over our
right.
harbor. So yeah, and then you have the Key Bridge, and I guess I was alive when it was finished, like a
Mhm.
kid when it was finished. So that was a big deal. And it was quite a like when you're a kid and you're driving like on a bridge like that, it's like that's amazing. Because it's one of those, it's like goes up real high. It's like
Mhm.
real kind of a steep climb. It looks daunting, or it did back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a bummer. But I'm like more bummed out by the fact that it's going to take like 20 years and $8 quadrillion to rebuild a freaking simple bridge.
20
Right.
years? Is that what
No,
there's
I'm exact. It took
okay.
5 years to build, but they're saying it's going to take 10 years now.
Is it because they're an earthquake country? Is it soil samples?
Oh,
Oh no,
they are
wait, they gotta do
now.
all the cleanup. They gotta do all the cleanup first. Never mind, that's why.
Everybody's an earthquake
Well, I
country now.
think to be fair, back in the 70s, you could probably treat your workers a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like
Make
when
them work more hours.
they didn't have body cameras, and you could be like, look here, Pedro, or whatever, like Schleeslack or whatever, like Eastern European immigrant, like you could just like abuse people back then and make them work longer.
No,
So,
not so
and then
much.
it's like all the environmental stuff and all
Mhm.
the studies. And it's like there's a bunch of corporations out there that have figured out that they can charge a lot. Like if the government wants a bridge built, they can charge a lot more.
Yeah.
Like if some private citizen wants a bridge built and they're, like over their creek, like you got
Right.
to come up with a reasonable price based on the
Right.
materials and the labor. But if you're selling a bridge to the government, it's like you can literally just make up a number.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe they reject it, but maybe they take it. and you're
Yeah.
set, and your company is set for life. Like,
Yeah.
Shout out
Yes.
to
Welcome
Marty in the chat
to
saying shout out to unions,
yeah,
having the little guys back.
I guess so. I mean, it's like I think one of the issues, one of the main problems with the human condition is that we want things to be settled, but they are never settled. So we want things to be settled because we want them to be predictable. And so like there's times in our history where we think unions are all good and there's times where we think they're bad. And it's like, and it's all true.
Everything's in a constant form
Yeah.
state of
Yeah.
change.
It's all true. Like
right.
back in the 70s when unions were abusing people to get a bridge built fast, like unions were good.
Mhm.
But
Right.
now that they're ensuring that a bridge takes, 2 decades to build and at,
Right.
80
Highest
times the
dollar.
material and
Yeah.
labor, like at 80%, 80, 8,000% profit margin for the company that builds the bridge. It's like,
Mhm.
I think the unions
Yeah.
are actually not helping so much. I don't know. But then again, like so there's stories about this bridge and the removal that you've got some real hardcore badasses like that are like underwater welders,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like underwater demo people that like go underwater, like have huge tanks of fuel gas on their backs and they're like, like melting steel beams,
That's a
like
gnarly
Yeah.
fucking job,
like
dude.
like dank memes
Good
can't do.
lord.
Yeah.
Like dank memes can't melt steel beams, but these guys go underwater and do it. And they probably wouldn't have that training if not, well, probably a lot of it's military, but they wouldn't have the safety protections they have, and they wouldn't be getting paid the money they deserve
Mhm.
to like do this crazy, crazy skilled work if there wasn't for unions, be fair.
Yeah. Sure.
Corporations would be like, we'll just, instead of getting like two or three really good divers, we'll get like 100 bad ones. And like
Yeah.
Right for the
at,
best.
at
Roll
the
the
end,
dice.
we'll have two or three really good divers and
Yeah.
like in a cemetery.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's pretty cheap. It's cost effective.
God.
So the unions did do like, yeah, they did good. But it's like it's a constant state. Like you said, it's a constant state of ebb and flow. Like things aren't settled. Like what books are in schools
Mhm.
today? It's not like it's not going to be settled. So you can walk away and never go to another school board meeting again and not pay attention.
Right.
Like you have to
Right.
be paying attention all the time.
Yeah. About
Anyway,
everything. Your food, your cereal, all of the things, the clothes that you put on your kids' back, where you buy them, yeah, all of it. All of the things.
I mean, it's like this is just basic human
Yeah.
existence. Like hunter gatherers knew, like you can't really like you can't stop paying attention when you're out gathering, because there's like a lion in the bush.
Right. Right.
Like you can't really, and it's just life is not predictable. But then like all of the things that we've achieved in human history have been, in my opinion, to achieve that goal of predictability and safety and like trying and like it used to be that like you were happy if you could like if you planned out a winter like a season and it turned out well, you
Yeah.
were very happy about that. But now we're not happy unless like a 10-year plan works out.
Right.
It's like, bro, you could only play the long game for so long. As
And
dumb as that
well, but
sounds.
then like it's natural for humans to try to elongate the long game,
Hmm.
right? Because it's like, well, do you want to worry every 3 months or would you like to worry every 6 months? Well, 6 months sounds better.
Yeah.
Well, then it's
Right.
like, well, what if I told you you could worry only once a year?
Tell
Right.
me more.
Sold?
Yeah.
I would like to purchase this book that you're trying to
Yeah,
sell
like
me.
what if I told you that you only have to worry every 30 years?
All right,
What if I
now.
told you that
But
worrying
like
doesn't
half your
do
kids
any
will have
good?
cancer. But half your kids will have
Oh.
cancer.
I'm out.
Yeah, but half your kids are going to transition, you know.
Oh.
But no, yeah, but it's like that's like the deal that humans have made with ourselves since the beginning of time. Like we're
Look, it is
trying
my
to
legacy.
like curing meats was about I don't want to it's really hard work to go kill an animal every day.
Hmm.
Right.
So if I can find a way to cure this animal, this bigger animal, so I don't have to hunt, I can only hunt once a week, but
Right.
still have that same like predictability in my life, like of being able to feed my little cubs or whatever, then it's like deal. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
But I think we've taken it to the deep end where people are trying to, you know, have this predictability and this safety like decades out and are willing to do terrible things to other people that are really far away from them,
Hmm.
like African miners, because they want that predictability and that safety security for 30 years out. So they're willing to just destroy the safety and security of someone else on the other side of the planet today. Yeah.
So sad.
It is sad, but let's get into these topics before
Before we hang ourselves.
Yes.
yeah.
Topics.
Well, look, let's talk about it because we're literally on the cusp of it. This eclipse.
Oh my
Christopher,
gosh.
they say that this is going to offset a massive earthquake. Are you prepared? Is there enough water? Are the bees okay?
Oh, the
Not the
bees are
bees.
thriving. The bees are thriving. Yeah, it's like the bees and the eclipse, or no, the bees and climate change. Like what? So if the climate people are telling me that, the Earth is getting, like a tiny bit warmer all the
Mhm.
time, it's like, well, what if there's a bunch of species like bees that actually kind of like it a little bit warmer?
Right.
Like, what if
So
there's these creatures that are these like yellow and black striped creatures that fly around, sometimes sting us,
mhm.
What if there's these creatures that fly around and pick up stuff off of some plants and drop them on other plants and like, well, what if the plants grow instead of 9 months out of every year, like 10 months out of every year because it's a little warmer? Like maybe these creatures will be happy about that, and there'll be more bees.
Oh, that's a good thought.
I can't wait
Because it
until
is different. Like I noticed it like the cherry blossoms like have already come out. Like they're like already pink and like stuff's
oh,
already going crazy
this
where
is
I'm at.
I'm not going to say it's science. I'll say it's government science that
Science.
Yeah.
all the government funded agencies are saying that we have a ton more bees this year.
Well, shit. Hopefully
It's
they're
all the
not
cloud seeding, bro. Maybe that's why they're trying to make it
genetically
rain. It's just like we got to
modified
get out of here with
bees.
those
That's
bees.
what they're putting in those jet engines. They're putting bees in there. No, they're putting
Because
honey in it. Yeah, they're
they
putting
have those
honey.
mosquitoes, those genetically modified mosquitoes, right?
They're
Like that
putting honey
have
in the chemtrails.
We
No,
broke it, people. We broke the case.
God bless honey. Honey's delicious.
but like there have to be like we look at the like if the temperature increases by half a degree over the next 100 years, we look at it like from a human perspective, like oh my god, it's like what if there's like 800 species on the planets that are like this is awesome news because we kind of like it warmer and it's like
It's getting warmer, y'all. Let's go to the surface.
yeah they're
Who
like it's
doesn't like it warmer? The
this
sun is
increases our
beautiful.
breeding our mating our breeding
Vitamin
season.
D, they don't want us to be warmer. That's
I cannot wait because I believe it will happen in my lifetime where the government's just like we got to kill these damn bees, man. Like,
Do you remember the Bee movie? Do
we're
you
gonna
remember Jerry
swing.
Seinfeld's movie, the Bee movie?
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like
I remember
very
like the
clear.
I remember the Killer Bees movies from like the late 70s, 80s, man. That shit scared the hell out of
Those
me.
two.
I got that traumatized me big time.
Aren't they always trying to send some African killer bees on us too?
I'll
Like
tell you
I've
what I learned.
never
There was like a scene in one of those movies. I'll share it. I think I've shared it before where there's like a
sure.
bunch of kids in a school bus and they're being attacked by Africanized killer bees in
Yes.
California.
Yes.
In California. Uh
It's the best.
Malibu. They're on a field trip at Malibu and they're getting attacked by Africanized killer bees over here. And they're like, and there's
Yeah.
like a teacher like stuffing t-shirts in the vents and to make sure the bees
Right.
don't come in. I forget how they saved the kids, but I mean, I'm like 6 years old. Like my dad's like, what's the problem? What do you,
What are
like he's,
bees? Oh, big deal. If they sting you, they die. If anything, you're the victor. Stop complaining.
I'm like, my dad was, you know, he would like, he would do this weird thing where this sounds like a Mr. Miyagi kind of like
Catch flies.
my dad was Korean, not Japanese or whatever, but like he would catch bees in his hand and just crush them. But he would do it like before they sting you, like you smash them. And if they sting you in your palm, which is like if you're a working man, it's calloused. It's like that's not gonna do
I was
anything.
gonna say,
Yeah.
was your dad's hands like rough? Were they like dry and rough?
But he would do it, and I would be like, so then I do
Yeah.
that with my kids. I'm like,
Oh, you do?
No.
yeah.
You crush bees in your hand.
Well, not bees, because bees and I have a deal now. Remember it.
I was gonna say because I feel like I'm responsible
We
for
have a
every bee
non-aggression
on this
treaty.
planet. Like, yeah, exactly. Thank you. Like,
Bees and I have
I
a
want your
pact.
path to be beautiful, right? Yeah.
Yeah, bees and I have a pact, a non-aggression pact now. So no longer, but yeah, like just I don't know. If you're a dad, you
Oh,
just want to. If you're a dad, you're just like I could dominate nature.
yeah.
You really
No, I
can't,
like
but
that.
a little some parts of nature.
Yeah.
So,
No, kids
not
kids should
hurricanes,
believe
but
that their dad can like handle shit. Like
that's the
that
thing.
should be
Yeah.
like a real belief that like dad's got this. How are you gonna sleep safe and feel safe? Like That
Mhm.
must be great for them. Good for them.
Oh, that's why Chris keeps on making all these investments with his bushwhacking tools. I mean, he's just like, you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
Bushwhacking.
yeah.
Bushwhack.
he's gotta do
Is that what
the
it's called?
oh
Bushcraft.
bushcraft.
It's ma'am.
What what is bushwhacking?
I don't, that's
That's
like a
like
crock.
that's a completely different thing. That feels
I'll
weird.
blame the weed on that one.
I don't. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's a cousin.
It sounded right to me. It
It's a
sounded right
close
to me.
cousin. It's a close cousin to the bushcraft.
Oh shit. Oh,
Bushwhack. I don't know. That's like more like a Crocodile Dundee type of thing,
I
like
think
a
so.
Aborigine type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apologies to our international listeners.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
Hope y'all don't
so
get.
you're well stocked and prepared for the potential earthquake that's going to go over after the eclipse
I think
passes.
so.
Okay.
I think so. I think there's like a where I'll be. There'll be like a 3 minutes and 20 seconds of total eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of. We had like a partial eclipse a couple years ago, and there were weird shadows on the ground. Like really,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. You've seen that. So it's like it's like, but it's also so weird that you look at it and you're just like, that's a really weird shadow. And then like a half hour later, you're at you know, Chili's eating
Applebee's.
ribs, and it's like I don't even remember I don't remember. Yeah, there was like I have a vague memory of a shadow, like a weird shadow, but it's like it's not that big a deal. I like to think about how like early humans experience these things. You know what I mean? Like on our happy hour, we were talking about how the moon often looks strange at times. How
Right.
it's like looks really big,
Right.
and like a couple hours later, it looks really small again. And it's like one of our listeners and friends, Rich, was talking about how it's an optical illusion. So there's like a scientific explanation for it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still very strange. And I forgot what I was talking about.
It's all right.
That's not what I was talking about. I was talking about it's literally in the craziest spots. I will walk around this house like a crazy menopause lunatic all night long, and like the moon is in different spots.
Leica.
Exactly. It's in so many different, like, why is it one night here and the other night down there? And I have windows all around, like I'm in a birdhouse. Why is it all over the place? And why is it out in the morning? I feel like this is, I'm not prepared
Yeah,
for it.
it just there's
I'm gonna stay
scientific
home,
there's
obviously.
scientific explanations, but it's like I don't know, these things like really in the end they're just not as important as like what's for dinner,
Yeah.
like
Beef.
or your
That's what's
Bacon.
for
new
dinner.
or your new dog or
Yeah. I bought half a cow, Manny. I'm getting half a cow sent in October.
Hey, about that, how do you go about purchasing a half a cow and getting a ship and all that, like sourcing it, I should say?
My friend Sarah, who sometimes comes to the happy hour,
Uh-huh.
her best friend has a cattle ranch, and I bought half a cow,
Okay.
and they're gonna send it to us already butchered and vacuum sealed, and
So what you're
we're
saying
gonna
is
freeze it.
you're gonna have what is it?
Yeah,
A rib night sometime soon? Is
yeah,
that what you're saying?
hopefully,
if there's
yeah,
like a stock deep freeze.
yeah,
Yeah, so
exactly,
this is a thing, and I mean at this point in time, you could just Google it, just like
yeah,
hey Google, I want to buy a half a cow or half a pig.
yeah.
Can I just buy a pig?
I
And
think that's why Bill made me
we'll
make
have
carnitas. He wants to do a half a pig too. I was like, we don't eat half a pig. Like we only eat bacon. We don't really do half a pig. I think
then
that's
what
why
they
we
like
make carnitas.
you get you'll
Have a
get
taco night.
you'll get all
I'll eat
Yeah.
kinds of
half of
different
it.
cuts, like a bunch of ground pork. Like you'll get a ton,
Right.
like mostly with a pig, you get a lot of sausage, pork, ground pork,
Right.
but then you get, like get ribs and
Yeah.
bacon and pork and whatever, pork belly,
Pork belly,
those kinds of
loin.
cuts. But
Yeah.
it's like if you have a deep freezer in the space, it's like it's pennies on
Yeah.
the dollar compared to buying all these things over the span of a year.
Right.
Um, yeah, there's a lot of services that do that. Like, yeah, you could buy half a cow, half a pig, and just I see, people post pictures of this is what it looks like. and they just
Yeah.
post a picture of like a, like a stand up deep freeze, and it's just
Yep.
a bunch of shelves of what vacuum wrap meats.
Mhm.
Yeah. Vacuum wrap meats. We're
And it is
gonna get one of
cheaper.
the.
Yeah, it is.
I put 10% down and it'll be ready in October. So I put $190 down,
Mhm.
and then I have till October to come up with the rest of the money. Like, that's crazy. I'm already spending that money. I'm spending so much money at the grocery. So
Yeah.
it'll be
If the
great.
government, like, I think about things like, okay, if the government's going to take money and like actually spend it and like do things like give everybody in America a deep freezer,
That'd be
right?
too
Yeah,
expensive,
for
man.
sure.
They're trying to take away our stoves, and you want
But it's
them to
really,
give us more
yeah, I mean, the
appliances that
environment,
consumes more resources.
yeah, exactly. Everybody would, like RFK
A
Jr. would,
lot of
RFK
Americans
Jr.
don't
and all his
have.
butt buddies would freak out. They'd all freak out and throw a fundraiser over it. But like the reality is like that, if you had the space, right? The
The
space, it doesn't
space,
take up a lot of
and
electricity, but
a
like
lot
the
of people
reality
don't
is it
have the
gives you a lot of
security of where they're
freedom.
gonna live.
That's true. You are correct.
Yeah, no, I
But
understand that. It's
my program would be like this deep freeze follows you around.
for sure. I'm
It's
excited. I
on
really
wheels.
am.
But like it allows you, because it is like it's kind of a no-brainer. I don't know why we don't do it, because we obviously go through a ton of meat, but it's like it's a
Right.
no-brainer if you have a deep freeze, and you have the space, because it is cheaper. It's going to be
Right.
better quality.
For sure.
I guess what you also need is time, right?
The
'Cause you have
cows have
to,
a TikTok page and they're like loved. They're like they're like, it's gotta be a better life. I'm not
yeah, no,
like,
and I say the reason why you can Google this is because there's a market. There's entrepreneurs out there, farmer entrepreneurs that are like, there's a demand. People are really seeking this,
yeah, we don't want our meat injected with a bunch of hormones, and
or
the
people are just
grass fed
tired.
and grass finished. Like, I'm sick of all the fucking wordplay that the government's allowed to do with what we're eating. Like, I have a diabetic husband, so like they changed the name of sugar. It's crazy. There's like a couple hundred different labels for sugar,
Mm,
for sugar-free products. They label actual sugar differently, like
mm.
uh vacation sugar,
Because it's not like white.
tropical
Yeah, it's
sugar.
not white granular sugar. Yeah,
Fucking
but
crazy. It's like, oh, this
it's
is
essentially sugar.
sugar-free. And he's like, oh my God, my blood sugar is like 800. It's like so crazy. And it's like, oh wait, it's not sugar-free. It's like
Yeah, I agree
alcohol
with everything you
sugar.
said is correct. And then at the
Yeah.
same time, even if people don't believe in all that stuff, it's like people are getting tired of going to the grocery store to buy 1 week's worth of meat at a time,
Yeah.
because you realize like if you buy anything in 1 week increments, it's going to be more expensive than if you bought that in
6-month increments
Yeah.
Bulk.
to take it back to
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what we figured. I think he said if you eat like $150 every 2 weeks worth of meat, which we do. I mean, and she said we're gonna get like at least 50 pounds or 75 pounds of ground beef. Like, okay, I use ground beef for everything. I make meatballs, Salisbury steak, hamburgers. Like, I use ground beef for everything.
Yeah, it used to be like an
So,
American thing to cut out the middleman, because
yeah,
we understood that cost extra stuff.
yeah,
But it's like
yeah.
there's an added benefit of like going direct to the source
Mm-hmm.
and getting rid of all the people that just kind of like carry this thing along and just charge you an extra 10% and just
Right.
add a fee to the end product you get. So
Right.
yeah, there's a
And
lot of
the
used to be
end
that used to be a
product,
thing.
right. Yeah. If the whole product though is like a cow standing next to another cow just eating grain, 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 they don't even get to lay down or anything. Like, their body is different, like their fat is different, like the energy that you're getting from this animal that's giving its whole life to you is different. So
That's true.
I figure like a cow that's loved and embraced and fed all these great fats and all the food, and they're just grazing all day and they run and play with their friends. Like it's going to be a different, I
I
can't wait to
agree,
see
but
if
it
it's
like
different.
this is where modern humans really who do care about these things genuinely get into like a kind of to get into a hole because we're talking about like okay, for humans to thrive on this planet and to grow and for population to grow, well, the cold hard truth is that you need mass produced food.
Yeah, that's the thing with
I'm sorry, but
Chick-fil-A,
that's it. I mean, yeah, I mean like that's the cold hard fact. So if you are a pro-life, not in that way, but you're just a pro-life person that just wants humanity to flourish and grow and just keep banging and having babies, it's like, well, we're going to have to treat animals pretty bad for that. So
that's
it's
why we
like,
got the bugs
but
with
then
our
you get in,
future.
but then now you're starting to talk like the WEF and Klaus Schwab, like
You will have
you're
nothing and
you're
you will be happy.
well, no, you're kind of getting into this whole thing where I guess there's groups of people, there's a school of thought that like we actually need less humans.
Yeah.
So like you
Don't buy
start
into that.
you start talking, you start feeling sorry for the animals enough, you start turning on the humans and you
Yeah.
start thinking like Klaus Schwab, like, how can we stop humans from banging and have so many babies? And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa,
We
whoa,
do
whoa,
an
whoa.
eclipse. We do an eclipse and we
But it's
earthquake the
like,
fuck out of these people.
but it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. A few minutes ago, you were like very pro-life and like humanity needs to flourish and we need to be happy and have big fan. But now you're feeling sorry for the cows and the pigs and the slaughterhouses. And now you're kind of getting into this area where like you could be convinced that we need to depopulize the earth,
Right.
depopulate the earth. Like we need to slow down. And it's like, whew, man, we are a very confused species.
Yes, we
Very,
are.
very, very
Which
confused.
is why, like, when you talk about aliens, like watching over and like what they're saying about us, like
Hmm.
we are trash. We're basically trash.
Yes, I'd like
We're
to talk about
trash.
this.
We're
So,
trash.
well, I want to just talk about these racist aliens and what
I'm
and
sorry. This
the
is not something that I
nerve.
expected to. Okay, go on.
Well, I
It's
mean,
not on our list. Obviously, Manny, we're going to cover
it
it.
came
Racist
afterwards.
aliens is up. Yeah.
So, you know, when we talk about aliens, I hope you're listening, Jaden, because Jaden's all pro alien.
And racist,
He's
pro
always
racism as well.
he's always like pro life alien, pro alien life.
Yeah.
But like we assume that the aliens have like evolved to a point where they're no longer racist. Correct? Is that right? I mean, that's like the gist of
Or
all the
bigoted or prejudiced. None of that
right.
is in their being. They
That's
know
the
not how
I
to
gist.
get
be
it.
that.
That's evolution, right? I mean, that's the
Okay.
gist of all the science fiction. Like they've grown beyond that. Like ET is not doesn't have racist bone in his body, right? He's just
Yep.
picking.
I mean,
He's just ET. Uh, these aliens have evolved so much that ET's just flying around the universe collecting flowers, man. You know what I mean?
eating
Like
Reese's Pieces.
he's getting high and like
Alien.
listening to Peace Frog, you know, like Peace Frog and all that. He's just ET's just like a god. He's a damn interplanetary hippie.
Yeah,
That's what people think, right?
for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, 100%.
I say
Fuck you,
hogwash.
T.
I say hogwash. I say these
Yeah.
aliens have become like super evolved at and really good at racism.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
think you're right. Yeah.
And they're talking shit about humans like I bet it's real hurtful. You know what I mean? Like if you heard the alien racists that sit around, you know, in their up in their flying discs, stand around the water cooler or whatever they drink, you know, like
Hmm.
green slime cooler,
Hmm.
they're
Yeah.
saying the most horrific things about us and our feet, our noses, our ear, like
Yeah.
every like
Our
these are
glasses, like we can't even see. Like how lame are we? Our fucking eyes are weak. We can't see. That's so fucking stupid.
what are you trying to
All three of us, all three of us are
you trying
blind. I
to
have contacts in, but all three of
oh
us
okay. I
are
thought you were trying to
fucking
start some
fucked
shit
for
there.
aliens.
I thought you were trying to
Seriously, man.
No,
have a go.
I got doubles. I got like,
Like you want to take it? You want to go that direction on this podcast? Let's go. But I understand you don't. You don't. It wasn't an attack. Everything's
Oh
okay.
my god.
I'm with you. I can't, I
Everything's
have
okay.
contacts in without my contacts, even
Yeah,
with
I
my
think like
contacts. I
Like
can barely see with my contacts. Remember when you first
as
got contacts, you're like, I can't really see that good. And I was like, yeah, that's
yeah,
contacts. Like you
yeah.
can't really see with them.
But like, you know, as humans,
Mhm.
whether you're black, white, yellow, green, Greta
Wow.
Thunberg, you know,
How dare you?
we have enough things in common that we would never see it, right?
Yeah.
Like we like humans would never be like, look at your 10 toe, look at your 10 toe have an ass, you know, because we all have 10 toes, right? But the aliens are just like these 10 toe having pieces of shit. Like these two nostril having two ear MF and earthlings.
Their teeth are disgusting.
They don't even know how to swim. They be saying that stuff like that about us.
You're right.
They spend 9 months in a womb that's mostly water, and they can't swim when they
Yeah,
leave.
they be saying like really hurtful things, like really hurtful.
You're right. You're so
I
Oh
am
my
right.
god!
These aliens are bad, man.
I bet you, if anything, their version of a "your mom" joke isn't even an insult. To be like, you know what, and they just
No,
abduct her.
if an alien came, yeah, they would be like, yeah, your mom joke would be like, watch, we're gonna like dissect your mom in front of you,
we're taking her.
and they'd be like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah." This is so funny.
I love the way that you impersonate them, by the way, and how
That's
they
how they
probably
laugh,
say.
like blah 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 blah. Look at this dissection; it's hilarious.
Oh my god!
That's where they're at. They're evolved, like they're wicked evolved, man.
Yeah, they're
They're
the
so mean. Why are they so mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
because they're so evolved. Everything bores them. That's why they're like
oh my God.
intergalactic sociopaths. It sounds like
like these humans
Really
and their
right.
Earth racism is so
it's so petty. It's
so bad.
so devolved. They're still
Yeah,
on this. It's almost enviable.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
So of
goodness.
course I've set my goal to be as racist as an alien. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, I did nails for a lot of years. So obviously I've done a lot of pedicures. And then when I tell you that, first of all, that a lot of feet look exactly the same as other feet.
How
Like
many
some,
alien feet have you looked at?
I've looked at no alien feet, but
Okay.
I have had a lot of people that like have like their toes are like fused together. Like a
Mm.
couple of their toes are fused together and they literally never say anything. Like you
They just
just
ignore it. They don't acknowledge it.
yeah, because you as a
Yeah,
like
they're playing
as
deformity
this
chicken. They're playing
as
deformity chicken with you. They're
Like,
like,
who's gonna mention it first?
yeah, exactly.
Who
You're
will
gonna
acknowledge it first, and how?
look at my web toes. Look at them. Look at these web toes. I dare
They're
you to say
weird, aren't
something.
they?
I
I
will
dare you
never
to say
forget.
something.
I got my license to do nails when I was 18 years old, and I worked at J.C. Penney's in the salon. And in the neighborhood that I worked in, it was all old ladies. And I had a boss, his name was Dale Lewis, and he was so fucking mean. He was so mean. And I had an old lady, and I went in, it was like I was really new. I went in to like do her nails, her pedicure, and I
Was
brought her
Dale,
toe.
is that a female Dale or a male Dale?
No, a male Dale. And I think he was a little, he was also maybe a little bit gay. I don't know, but he was so mean. He was married to a woman, but he definitely sucked dicks. He was so mean and horrible. But I will never forget this. I went in and I brought her foot out. Old lady, sweet old lady. She's
Hold
probably
on, hold on.
80.
You said he definitely sucked the D's, but
Yeah.
you were pretty sure
He
he
had
was
a wife.
gay. But you were only but you also
But
but
he had a
before that
wife.
you
He had a wife and kids. He had a wife and kids.
but before that you said you were pretty sure he was gay.
Well, I
Then
mean,
you
he
said he
dressed and he had
okay.
like his little like whip
You
of
owned a
his
nail
hair and
salon. Okay.
he frosted his tips. No, he was the manager of
Enough
JC
said.
Penney's hair
Enough said.
salon.
Yeah, let's move on. Enough said.
So I have this old lady in my chair and like I'm on the floor and I had worked in the salon before like as like a cashier. So I was making like a ton of money in sales because I was like on commission and but I was going to school in the morning and like getting my license to do nails because I was like so excited I was going to make all this money doing nails. So I'm finally like in this salon that I've worked in for over a year and I'm doing people's nails, and I have this old lady, and I'm in the room, and I pull her foot out, and I swear to God, her fucking toenail came off. Like it came off. And I said, I'll be
Which
right
wait,
back.
wait, which toenail?
The big one.
Came back with a glue stick.
Said, I will be right back. I like put her foot back in, and I went out, and I was like, see, I went into Dale's office, and I told him what happened. He was like, I don't care. Go back in there and paint her toe. And I was like,
Dude, how are you gonna paint a nailless toe? That has to hurt or feel
did.
weird.
Put some
I did
lacquer on there first.
at the end, I was like, listen, I really think that like you should also see a podiatrist. Little 18-year-old me just like toenail in my towel on the ground.
Yeah. The local licensing board does not allow me to say this, but you need to see a doctor.
ASAP. As a matter of fact, I know someone. I'll call and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna send you
I
someone
keep-
that just helped out. They lost their toenail. I don't know what's going on. Check her out, man."
I wish Dale would have given you like a
Oh,
would have given you one of those old school bottles of rubber cement. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
And just
Or,
glue
like,
that bad boy back in there and just slap a coat of paint on
looked
it.
up from his desk. He was like, "You go back in there and paint her toe." I was like,
A smiley face.
on it, boss.
You know, just,
Oh,
nowadays they got
see?
Flex Seal, like cans of that Flex Seal spray. Just
no, see
Man.
what you should have done is have like a little thing of like duct tape and then just put it back and then just paint it.
It
Good
was
as
so
new.
bad. I was like, and we both acted like it didn't happen. Back to the original story of everybody with their fucking
But
web toes.
but
Web toes, they don't ever acknowledge it. They never acknowledge it. They
no, but
never
wait. So
acknowledge
she
it.
saw her toenail fall off and she didn't mention anything to you. You
No,
both.
no. I said I'll be right back. And afterwards I was like, listen, I really think you should see someone. Like you need to see a doctor. Cause you don't like it just
You don't just lose a toe.
I was
Can I
new.
guys
I was like a child. I was 18 years old.
can I open up to you guys a little bit?
Was that your aunt? Was that your grandma or something like that? Was she a
Have
I
you
virgin?
just
lost a toenail? You've lost a toenail.
I just Googled Web Toe Society.
Shout out to the Web Toe Society.
That's the exact term I Googled. Web Toe Society. 3 words.
Oh my god.
They don't say it. They don't say it. They don't
Actually-
tell you.
Actually,
And they
Google
put
says,
those
did
toe
you?
separators, you know the toe separators? It's
Google
like
says,
this. It's like this on one toe. It's like
I'm looking at images right now.
It looks like you're throwing up gang signs.
That's why I'm a little off because I'm looking at images.
they
Google
never
asked
say
me,
anything.
Google asked me, did you mean Webbed Toe Society? And I was like, yes, I did. I did mean that.
I
There's
didn't know
apparently
that there
there's-
was a society
there's like-
for web-toed individuals. But
Apparently there's
it's-
tribes, there's Facebook groups about these people, and they're very proud. Like they've got web toes and they're very proud of it. There's a Facebook group called that
well, look, since we're on the subject of health
with images.
and health-related
Sure. You already
incidents,
joined. Didn't you join like a ladies group recently? Like,
Oh,
can you join
damn.
the web toe? Can you join the
Yeah,
web toe?
see, this is
group
why
too?
we need to get together every Friday because I like
one revelation
Today-
after another, please.
today was rough, man. Like before we started the show, I had to dig deep. You know what I mean? To like get
and
up
look
for this
within.
show.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, dig deep. So because earlier today, so sometimes, Facebook is like realizes I like memes. So Facebook suggests groups to me.
Uh-huh.
And like y'all understand the world of memes. Like sometimes these meme groups, they have weird, confusing names,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what I did, well, today I joined a feminist meme group.
Case in point, one I'm in is called Burial Plot Memeing War. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like so many levels of irony in the names that you're not really sure what you're joining, but I thought I was joining a group that mocked feminists.
Right.
But no.
The joke's on you, you chauvinist pig.
I mean, I'm not sure if
Yeah.
it's a joke or not, but I've been woke up today feeling pretty damn good about myself,
Yeah.
after half a
No.
day of being in this Facebook group of feminist memes, I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know, like
Men are pretty disgusting.
I mean, that's what they're saying. Like, what's the what? Like, why? Like,
There's
what did
something
I do? I
called
didn't do anything to you.
K4. Have you guys heard about K4?
No.
K something? I keep seeing, I'm in this lady group, the one where they sell the pregnant pea, but there's something called K4 where women are literally going completely off grid and without men. Like they're starting communes or like making farms or like buying land and like men are just no part. Like it's called K4.
Wait, are you talking about the 4B movement? I've heard of that.
Okay, maybe it's 4B. Is it 4B?
Because that's where like women swear off men and they just live in
Yeah,
solitude.
okay. 4B.
Mhm.
4B,
Yeah.
not K4.
Yeah, I'm
4B.
By the
sure.
way, started in Christopher's motherland of Korea, South Korea. By the way, this is
Sure, they're
Yes,
all
yeah.
yeah, but
That's the one.
when they need to know like how to build like a log cabin
uh-huh,
and they get on the YouTube,
uh-huh.
they're watching videos of men build log cabins.
Oh my God, what did Roseanne Barr say? What'd she say?
Oh,
Her
Ro-
feminist, like,
Roseanne, well, yeah, when I guess Roseanne Barr did a little speech at Mar-a-Lago for a Trump rally or no, a Kerry Lake rally at Mar-a-Lago.
same, one
And
and
she
the
said
same.
that what did she say? She
Anything
said,
a man can do, a woman can get another man to do even better.
"Yep, that's it." That was her definition of feminism I'm all for it.
I love it. It's true.
It's like why do you want to open your own doors, ladies?
It
Get
Did
someone
you
to do
hear that
it.
it was only created to make more taxpayers?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like women have
it's
been falling for
genius.
this okie joke forever. Crazy.
That's the kind of genius I can get behind. It's like men figured out a long time ago, like let's just say golf, right? It's like
Sure.
you could carry your own clubs,
Mhm. Or
or you could get
Underpay some sad sack
you
to
could
do
get
it for
another
you.
man, you could get another man to carry your clubs for you. So it's like follow the lessons, ladies. Like
no.
same thing. Like you don't like, you can
I told a lady the other day, I'm a stay-at-home bird mom, bitch. What are you gonna tell me about my bird? Nothing. I'm literally a stay-at-home bird mom.
you have built yourself a fortress of individuality that's hard to come at. You know what I mean? Seriously,
That's
and I applaud you for it because that's what you need to do
Yeah.
in this world. That you need to build yourself a damn Fort McHenry if we want to get back to the Baltimore and the Key Bridge
Yeah, that's
references.
we should.
Fort McHenry is where Francis Scott Key wrote the national anthem.
yeah. By the way, I forgot another portion of the 4B movement, including defying rigid beauty norms and traditional general gendered expectations by shaving your head and choosing not to wear bras. So I mean,
Look
Something
who's not wearing
tells me,
mascara, no bra, shaving.
something tells me that the ladies who go to the feminist commune have no problem not sticking to the societal norms of beauty.
like they
Basically,
don't even.
what I just said was they're all ugly.
It's like, look, we can't hack it
No,
anyway. So
No
what the
hot
fuck
chick
are
is
we
like no hot chick is like I'm done with these men.
I'm gonna go and be
Well, that's
celebrated.
not
I'm
true,
gonna
but
just go. I'm gonna go and just like, hello, ladies.
there's hot chicks that
You're
are
here.
like I'm done with these men for like sexual and reproductive purposes because they just don't want to do that. But it's like
right?
they're not gonna not let a man hold the door or like
So I'm
carry
in a
carry
group
their
of like
groceries.
10,000 women where they're selling their urine, their pregnant urine. And when everybody brings up the 4B, there's like two different sides. One side is like, hell yes. The other side is like, what about the dick? I don't want to be with them. So funny. It's like completely, it like splits the group.
It's also funny like that they're like that group is like, if you did like a graphic of like where do all the dildos in the world get shipped to, it'd be like that group's headquarters.
Yeah. Yeah. If anybody has like a ghost lady account, you should join that group. It's intriguing. Like there's like what's actually happening with women in the world. There's a lot going on with them.
Oh, we got to hit up our
Click,
friend of the
click,
show,
done and
LaShonda.
done. Done and
Yeah,
done.
LaShonda should be in there. I don't know that she would make it, but she should be in there at least to watch and be like a voice.
Yeah, but so yeah, I mean, I've been online violenced against all day.
How does it feel?
Fine.
Are you rattled to your
Doesn't
core?
feel good, It's like I'm gonna go ahead and well, I'm not a quitter, so I'll probably hang out in that group for a while longer. Maybe start saying some
Invite a
stuff.
friend. Invite a friend.
Well, I'm
That
not a
way you
quitter,
look.
so I'm more like a get kicked outer.
Yeah.
So if
I
like
like
I
that.
don't if I get kicked out of that group, I don't really quit it.
You're
I've
just
been
there to
trying to
Russell
get kicked out of
Jimmy's.
the famous a bitch group for like the longest time. I always say stuff that I feel like I'm gonna get kicked out and I never get kicked out.
Yeah, but they've been dogging on us guys all day, man. Dogging on us,
How
talking about
so?
like
Oh no,
I don't
I'm
know. It's
used
like
to it. Just another day of my life.
just suggesting that our level of confidence it isn't really like rational. Like what? Who? Who are you to say that? You know what I mean? Like
The level of
I can be irrationally confident. Like
It's
what are you
necessary
gonna do?
when dealing with all the weirdness that life throws your way. You need to have an irrational level of confidence to be able to
Yeah,
take on
you need to
life's
build
challenges.
yourself. You need to build yourself a Fort McHenry around your personality
There you go.
Yeah, for
and just
sure.
let it go off.
Go sick, bro.
Uh, can we cover one more thing?
Can
Yeah.
we talk about
Because I
Mike
feel it.
Tyson?
We
Can
had
we talk
like,
about Mike Tyson?
oh sure, yeah.
Like, I'm so excited to watch this fight. I'm so excited. I feel like,
Opposite, but go on.
no, you're not excited to watch it?
I'm very anxious to watch. I have a lot of anxiety about it.
You
Wait,
do?
anxiety for one of the Pauls or for Mike Tyson in that he might like the beast might be unleashed, not just on
If I'm honest, and I know Mike Tyson's not a perfect character, right? And he's kind of popular now, but there are times where he was, like exactly the
Rachel
opposite of
Gibbons.
what we wanted, in our society, but like, but I guess he's from my era,
Yeah,
right? So when I
mine
was in
too.
my like
Uh,
20s, whatever, it's like those were the
such a
fights, like
big deal.
he was the man.
It
It's kind
was
of like
such a
Tiger
big
Woods.
deal.
Like Tiger Woods fell from grace, but for a certain like same period, like he was dominating golf in my like
Yeah,
formative man years. So it's
for
like
sure.
it's hard to, even though he's like made a lot of terrible mistakes, it's hard to throw him out. So,
Mhm.
but like anyway, that's my fondness for Mike Tyson, or just the idea of Mike Tyson or that era. So it's like I don't really want to see him get beat up by some young guy.
You
Do
think
you
he's gonna
honestly
get
think
beat
he'd get
up?
beat up?
I don't know, but that's the definition of anxiety. It's like I'm not sure. I don't want to see that happen.
Have
I
you
would
seen him
love.
warming up at all? Have you seen any of the footage? Like he is a monster. I think it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I mean that's all like, nowadays footage is things can be, touched up so much that they look
Don't you
like
start with me. Don't you start.
but I mean, half of me is like I would love to see this Mike Tyson beat the shit out of this guy,
So good,
because that's
right?
like Generation
I hope he
X.
comes on to
That's
Corolla too, because doesn't he come on to Corolla for his fights when he wins? Like, or
maybe, but that's
yeah,
like
he has in the past.
or that was his brother. I'm not sure if it was. I get those two mixed up.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's my
guess
race. It's
Literally.
my
yeah, I do
racism.
too.
It's my
Yeah. Did you guys watch
Logan,
the
and like there's like
Nickelodeon documentary?
Aaron
It's
Paul, and
Logan
It-
and Jake.
Logan and
Logan
Jake.
and Jake. Were they from Nickelodeon? Or
No
did I just
idea.
associate
I
that?
don't think so. I
I
think
think
they're
so.
Okay.
YouTubers. They're like just completely
They are,
organic, like
You're right.
organic YouTubers. So
Yeah.
I'll
I
give them a
think
lot of
one of
credit for
them
that.
is I think one of them is a child actor. I don't know which one though.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Well,
Fair enough.
okay. I take it back then, because that kind of helps
What
if you
about
can get.
the tiger tattoo? No one answered my question, but that tiger is definitely violating his ear,
Yeah, I didn't really want to think
which is
about.
interesting. Which is interesting because Mike Tyson,
as you know, just like I didn't want to really think about the sexual relationship between Jake Paul's tattoo and his ear, or Logan Paul,
Well,
or Jake, whatever. But I mean,
well,
I
what the Tiger
appreciated your
was
question.
doing. Yeah.
It had to be
Yeah.
asked, but
Should have been.
it's a
No one
tough
else
question to
said it.
answer.
Hmm.
There are no answers. No. Uh, yeah, I guess I would like to see him because that's like Generation X sending a message like, we got nothing to lose.
Nothing.
Like,
That's what he said.
do not poke this tiger to the younger folk. But at the same time, it could be the
No.
younger folk saying, well, you're getting old, Generation X. And you might have an attitude, you might
You're
have a
getting too
superior
cocky.
attitude, but you also might be
Yeah.
55. Yeah. You might be 55 years old.
Oh,
But
Look,
I would like to see it because I'm a firm believer in that, there's a lot of pent up rage, in a 55-year-old man.
especially when
yeah.
he dedicated his entire life to the science of, fighting.
Yeah, I was
Like,
like,
I don't care how many years of youthful advantage he has over Tyson. It's still, it's not gonna, the amount of experience that he has and muscle memory that he has behind him is not gonna, his youth isn't gonna, outmaneuver that, I should say.
I don't
I'm
know.
excited. I'm excited. Either way, I'm excited.
I
I'm
like to think that
excited. I'm excited for the whole thing.
Mike Tyson is going to go into this fight and like he's going to look across the ring and he's just going to mentally transpose Robin Givens' face on Jake Paul, or
Yeah.
whatever Paul, like, on him,
Whichever Paul it is. Yeah.
or like his jailer, or
Yeah.
like at this point in Mike Tyson's life, he's been taken advantage of by
Yeah.
countless people.
Yep.
Don King, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
chicks, girlfriends,
I
managers.
saw him on a podcast the other day, and the kid was asking me, he's like, "Why do I have to like, what the fuck? I have to respect you?" And he like paused for a second, and he was like, "I'm Mike Tyson." Like, and that's true. Like, there are some people like Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan. Like, there are some people that like, that's it. Like, yeah,
And the
yes,
answer
you
is like,
do have to like back up us.
you don't have to like respect Mike Tyson, but it's like
Sure.
it might,
But it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It doesn't mean
yeah,
that
but it's
that's
like
not a thing.
there could be consequences for if you do not, like
Yeah. I can't wait.
if
I'm
you walk
excited.
up to
I'm so
him and you
excited.
like, hurl insults at him. Like, yeah, remember that the guy on the airplane?
Yeah,
Do you remember that video where he just
I
like,
do.
I mean, he hit this guy so hard as like kids were like
Yeah.
got tumors and got
Yeah.
cancer or something. Like he was just like
Yeah.
hitting this guy so hard in the head over the airplane seats.
It's over.
Yeah, you don't want to be on.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, that's where. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. He's at that moment he was thinking of every promoter that ever took advantage of him.
I've heard the things about like he has like Jake Paul has it's Jake Paul. He has to or he has the ability to wear headgear and he can tag in his brother, so it could be the two of them together. Like, I don't know if that's real or if that's like
Oh,
a
I've never
TikTok
heard
thing
that.
that
I think
they're saying.
the tag-in isn't, but the headgear thing might be real, and also the
Right.
gloves are gonna be a different size as well,
But
or
I don't think
whatever
that
you
he's
call it.
gonna do that. I think that because that kid has been on Corolla several times before his fights,
Right.
and he seems so stand up. Like he seems like he wants to beat the YouTube thing where he was like this douchey kid dancing for
I think
the
they have.
whatever,
I
right?
think I think I think in most circles they actually have. Like you can joke
Respect.
about it now, like you can be like, oh, all these YouTube, but it's like I think in most serious circles of like boxing fans, fight fans, I
Yeah.
think that in most circles they've kind of shed the gimmick,
I
and
think it's a
they've
real fight.
impressed
I'm
to have
excited for
him.
it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know, but I think people appreciate that. It's like,
Well, I'm excited for Mike Tyson. I feel like when you're his age and you're his whatever, the things that he's been through, like to have something like this where it's like gonna make him, it's gonna generate a bunch of money for him, which I think he's kind of maybe fucked out or fucked up his money.
I think he's okay
I'm
financially.
excited for him to have like something that like brings in, if it's the last thing, like he contributed to my youth so much
Mine
that
as
it's
well.
like this is like a big thing for him. Like I'm excited for that. It's enough. It's gonna be a spectacle. I'll pay whatever they're gonna say you have to pay, and I want to see it.
The only
Excited.
thing is that I heard, and it made sense a few days ago or sometime last week, some analysis about this fight is that there could be some stipulations baked into the contract that it's just a 12 round fight and you can't knock them out. They could only be technical knockout. So there's that aspect of it that you can consider. So as
Except for
the
that headgear thing. If he's wearing
Well,
headgear
even if
and
he has on
Tyson
the
isn't, it could
headgear,
be.
he could still beat the shit out of him, like
I
physically,
think
like
we've
his
gotten.
body, his midsection. I mean,
I
you
think
get.
Yeah.
humans. I think humans have evolved, or like fight fan humans have evolved to the point
Mhm.
where they do realize that this is kind of a business.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They do realize that these like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are not actual gladiators from Roman times that need to
Right.
like one of them needs to die. Like they realize, like people realize now that like they're both going to make a lot of money, and like what's the purpose of making a lot of money from this fight if you're going to be seriously disfigured or like brain damage? So it's like people are fine with it if they want to wear headgear or whatever,
Yeah.
or whatever precautions they want to put in there, because it's like,
I don't think he's going to though. I think you would look like the
yeah,
biggest pussy in the world if you showed up with headgear. Like I just like
that's
I don't think it's gonna
probably,
happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
yeah, that's probably because the promoters are thinking like, what is it going to look like? But
Yeah.
I think that like most humans are just like, come on, like what's the point of having like this huge spectacle and making $40 million each or whatever the hell it is if you don't even know that you made $40 million? Like what's the
Yeah.
point?
Yeah.
They're not glad, like they're not slave gladiators. They're like very wealthy, free human beings with incredible power on this planet. They could go anywhere. They could be anywhere on this planet. Like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul could go and buy their dream home on any country
Sure.
on this entire planet, and they're choosing to like do this fight to make a lot of money. And like,
I can't wait.
yeah, I guess my anxiety about it, like, I don't want to see Mike Tyson get beat.
You
It's all
think
right.
that's gonna happen?
Has
I don't think
got
that's gonna, I think you're fine. I
again,
don't think that's
like,
gonna happen.
I don't know. Um, has got me not really thinking a lot about like what could happen, like the details and like
Yeah.
the headgear and all that kind of stuff. But
Well, we have till July to figure it out. So it's
Marty
Friday.
says
Are you
it's
gonna
not a
go
real
make a
fight.
bushwhacker fire outside? Do you bring your bushwhacking tools to the home or you just have them at the office?
Oh no, they're all in my garage. Yeah.
So are you gonna bushwhack a fire tonight?
I'm probably going to start a fire yet.
And you're building a fire pit, is that true?
Yeah, I built one. Like, so I like making cement. So you could
Okay.
make a fire, like a fire pit out of cement. You could make a planter out of cement.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
just it's a it's a weird thing, but I don't know. You go to Home Depot or you go to Lowe's, and it's you look at a like a just a ceramic planter that's like 3 foot by 2 foot or something. That's pretty big. It's like
Yeah.
$200.
Yeah.
It's like
Cement's
$200. Well, it's
99 in a
because
bag.
it's not because the cement's cheap or the ceramic. It's because it had to like travel across the
Sure.
globe,
Right.
Yeah.
But it's expensive. But you could literally make that kind of stuff for $4
Yeah.
with the concrete.
Sweet. Yeah.
And it's just kind of like feel like you did something.
Yep.
You didn't just
With the
go to
weekend.
Lowe's and buy a $200 planter. You just made one.
For
Dad, you can
sure.
make fire pits. I did a fire pit last year, although it was like way too big and heavy. It's like at the
I'm
end of the day,
thinking about
it was way too heavy to like even move around. So we're in like make something a little smaller mode.
I'm thinking about making a fire pit myself, so I'll probably be hitting you up for some pointers and
Oh
tips,
man, I love it. Just send me
So
advice.
that
this
little
whatever
thing that
space
you
you got.
showed that looked like
A
like an
colander, yeah.
Yeah, if
That was
anybody's,
a fire. That's a fire pit though, right?
it's a
Also,
portable, it's a portable camp uh, fire pit, I guess you would call it. So
okay.
it's the UCO Grilliput Fire Bowl, and it looks like one of those old metal colanders that had like a
Yeah.
bunch of like flour,
Yeah.
right, that
That's
opened up and
initially
closed.
what I thought it
Steamer.
was.
But I
Colander
think
steamer.
someone that was in the bushcraft like realized that you could use that colander steamer as like a little fire pit, and it like closes up. And this
Yeah.
thing is like it doesn't have all the holes in it, so you can you can open it up, starts a fire. Yeah, Portland cement was saying. Yep. And then you can close it up. I don't know. I was gonna make a video about it because I don't know. It's fascinating to me, I guess.
Hey, we
It's very simple. It's cheap.
uh-huh.
But it is like if you're camping, it serves a lot of purposes. And that's kind of the like when you're camping, whatever, bushcraft, it's what this tool, how much space does it take up? How heavy is it? And what does it do? So if you have something that's small, lightweight, and it does a lot,
For the
that's it.
bushwhacking.
You're bushwhacking?
Bushwhacking?
I'm gonna if I do make a new channel, it's gonna be bushwhacking with trail.
Yeah. With trail.
Bushwhacking on the trail.
I love it.
Be bushwhacking.
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 Happy
Bushwhacking.
Friday.
I won't hear the end of it for a while. Happy
You know
Friday to
what?
y'all as well.
And if the eclipse, like, whatever it does, I hope that we see you next Friday.
For real, man.
Y'all are my people.
No, we'll do it'll just be audio only. Because after the
Yeah.
eclipse, no video equipment on the earth will work.
Well, we'll be blind.
We'll be back to 19, whatever 40s technology. Probably
Yeah.
only the radio. Off trail with trail, that's very good.
Off trail with trail.
There you go.
Bushwhacking off trail with trail.
Coming soon from Endless Ranters.
Yeah, but I get like the bags of concrete, saccrete, whatever you call it, but then like yeah, you can get like just pure cement
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that you mix with sand. Anyway.
Right.
I don't we don't want to end the podcast on a high note
I thought we did.
with all
Manny
this
and I are
with all
high,
this
so here we
talking,
are.
all this exciting cement talk.
Yeah,
Well,
you're right.
I don't know. It couldn't be helped. It's just where the conversation went, and that's how these things go. So,
But yeah,
Get it on.
if you go on YouTube and look at like cement crafts or something, you'll see all these crazy. They're all like in Thailand or something.
mhm.
They get crazy with this cement craft work in Asia.
Well, they've been,
But
they've been on the earth a lot longer than we have. So, they have generations worth of techniques and
cement
practices.
boots in Italy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's been a blast. Shout out to everyone on YouTube keeping the chat active. It's a shout out to Marty Monk and C Dub. Thanks for
Marty,
joining.
we're sending Manny
I'll be
to the
out in
World's
Japan
Fair.
eventually for
Yeah,
the World's Fair.
exactly.
that's what they need to do. If Japan is worried about their population growth, it's just like Marty and Manny on the town, like just
Eminem hitting the town.
yep. You'd have to build new high rises for these players.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all we dedicate the rest of our lives on the earth to is just
Is reef.
boost. Yep, just
populating Japan.
just boosting the numbers.
Someone's got to do it.
Yep, just take Saturday and Sunday off for rest and relaxation, and get back to it on the weekdays. It's a never-ending thankless job.
It's no
Someone
joke.
has
They're
to-
really like in Japan. They're really, I think, well, as far as Western media is concerned, they're really trying to encourage people to have babies.
Well,
Manny,
in order
go spread your
for
seed, buddy.
I'll spread it all over the damn place. Look, in order to keep this civilization that we've propped up sustainable, we have to keep on making kids, no matter what these people say. So
I think in Japan, they're like, you
Everywhere.
go to the grocery store and it's just like free oysters. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, like real weird stuff. Like, hey, bok choy cabbage, 2 for 1. Wink, wink. Like, what does that even mean? But it doesn't mean anything. But it's like they're just trying like anything they can to get people to start banging over there.
Not wink, wink.
They add a wink, wink to everything. Like, look at this, the Apple 15 Plus and this extra data plan. Wink, wink. Like, what? Like what? Like what?
All right.
Here comes a
Okay.
tsunami again. Wink, wink. Like what? What? This is getting weird. All right, everybody, get it on. Do what you
Get
want.
it on. Do what you want, peeps.